Yo, what's good out there, world? Welcome to this edition of Smoking and Baking with tradeMarc. And today, I'm going to be baking for you a homemade, made from scratch, apple cinnamon pound cake. And ingredients are as follows. So right here, I'm going to be using 4 apples. Now I have 2 medium apples and 2 small apples. Now the recipe calls for 3 apples, but the reason why I'm using 4 is because the 2 green apples are very small. And if you want to use all red apples, you can. And if you want to use all green apples, you can also do that. It's all up to you. I'm also going to be using 2.5 cups of flour. I got 3 eggs here at room temperature, 1/2 cup of whole milk, and 1 cup of virgin olive oil. I'm going to be using a cup of sugar. Also, I'm going to be using a little salt, a little baking powder, and I also have some vanilla extract, and I'm going to be using some of this apple pie spice. And I'm actually using this instead of nutmeg because I ran out. So if you have nutmeg, you can also use that. And here in the back, I have my butt pan. And I'm also going to be using some of this Pam baking spray for that perfect release. And here I have my hand mixer and my mixing bowls. Now, let's get to baking. Now I'm going to mix my dry ingredients. So first I'm going to start off by sifting 2.5 cups of all-purpose flour. And how I like to sift my dry ingredients together, I like to do it half at a time. And then I'm going to, on top of this flour, I'm going to throw in 1 tablespoon of baking soda. And also I have 1/2 teaspoon of salt. And I'm going to go ahead and sift all this together. And then add the rest of this. And then I'm going to set this to the side. And I'm going to see you at the next step. Before going to the next step, I'm going to add 2 teaspoons of ground cinnamon. And I'm going to just stir this into the mix. And then I'm going to just set this to the side. So now I'm about to whisk these wet ingredients in with the sugar. So now I'm just going to add the 1 cup of sugar into my bowl. And here I'm going to add in my 3 large eggs. And I'm going to whisk this together like for 20 seconds until it's all thoroughly mixed together. So now that I have this thoroughly whisked, I'm going to add in the rest of my wet ingredients. Right here I have 1/2 cup of whole milk. Here I have 1 cup of virgin olive oil. And right here I have 2 teaspoons of pure vanilla extract. And I'm just going to stir all this together until it's thoroughly mixed. And then I'm going to see you guys at the next step. First, I'm going to go in with like 1 cup of this 2.5 cups of my flour mix. And add this into my mixing bowl. And then I'm going to add in 1/3 of my this is my mix with my cinnamon and sugar and my wet ingredients. So I'm just going to mix this. And then I'm going to just repeat the process. So after getting all the mix in, I switched to my hand mixer, and I also added in 1/4 cup more of whole milk, and I'm just going to mix this until it's well incorporated. So now I'm going to add the apples, and I'm going to fold them into the mix. I already sprayed down my bun pan, so now let me get this mix inside of the bun pan. So now that my cake mix is in my bun pan and my oven was already preheated to 350 degrees, I'm going to put my cake in. I'm going to let it cook anywhere from 50 to 55 minutes or until a toothpick comes out clean. And I'll see you guys at the next step. So now I'm going to make this quick caramel sauce. So right here in my pan, I already had it heating up. I'm going to add in 1 cup of sugar. Now I'm going to add in 6 tablespoons of unsalted butter, and I cubed that up. And I'm just going to stir this until it gets dissolved. Now that it has all dissolved, I'm going to remove it from the heat, and I'm going to place it in my squirt bottle after it cools.